அனைவருக்கும் இனிய காலை வணக்கம். ஃபார்ம் கிராஜுவேட்ஸ் ஃபோரம் சார்பில் தொடர்ந்து நடத்தப்படும் இன்று ஒரு தொழில்நுட்ப நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு உங்கள் அனைவரையும் வருக வருக என வரவேற்கிறேன். இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி நமது குழுவின் மூலம் நடத்தப்படும் 412வது நிகழ்ச்சியாகும். இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி தலைப்பு நானோ டெக்னாலஜி, அதாவது மீன் நுண் தொழில்நுட்பம் தொடர்பான தகவல்கள் இன்று வழங்கப்பட உள்ளன. நானோ டெக்னாலஜி அல்லது மீன் நுண் தொழில்நுட்பம் என்பது அணு அல்லது மூலக்கூறு அல்லது மீன் மூலக்கூறு அளவில் பொருட்களை கையாளும் தொழிற்கலை ஆகும். பெரிய அளவிலான பொருட்கள் அல்லது கருவிகளை செய்ய துல்லியமான அணு மற்றும் மூலக்கூறு அளவிலான பொருட்களை கையாண்டு செய்யும் முறையே நானோ தொழில்நுட்பம் எனப்படுகிறது. அதாவது ஒரு பரிமாணத்தில் 1 முதல் 100 நானோமீட்டர் அளவிலான நுண்பொருளை கையாளும் திறன் கொண்ட நுட்பமே இது. இத்தொழில்நுட்பம் நுண் மருத்துவம், மின்னணுவியல், உயிரி பொருள் ஆற்றல் ஆக்கம், நுகர்பொருள் என அனைத்து பயன்பாடுகளுக்கான கருவிகளையும் உருவாக்க வல்லது. வேளாண்மையில் இதன் பங்களிப்பு ஏராளம். இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியில் நானோ தொழில்நுட்பம் என்றால் என்ன, அதன் பயன்கள் என்னென்ன, வேளாண்மையில் அதன் முக்கியத்துவம் என்ன போன்ற விரிவான தகவல்களை தாங்கி வருகிறது இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி. இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி நமக்கு வழங்கிட சிறப்பு விருந்தினராக இங்கே வருகை புரிந்துள்ளார் டாக்டர் KS சுப்பிரமணியன் அவர்கள். டாக்டர் KS சுப்பிரமணியன் அவர்கள் தூத்துக்குடி மாவட்டம் கோவில்பட்டியை சார்ந்தவர். தற்போது கோவையில் வசித்து வருகிறார். 1984ஆம் ஆண்டில் BSc விவசாயமும் 86ஆம் ஆண்டில் MSc விவசாயமும் தமிழ்நாடு வேளாண்மை பல்கலைக்கழகம் கோவையில் படித்த இவர் ஆபீசர் எனப்படும் கரும்பு அலுவலராக தனது பணியினை பாண்டிச்சேரியில் துவக்கியுள்ளார். 1988இல் தமிழ்நாடு வேளாண்மை பல்கலைக்கழகத்தில் உதவி பேராசிரியராக பணியில் சேர்ந்த இவர் அதன் பின்னர் முனைவர் பட்டம் பெற கனடா சென்று அங்கு சில ஆண்டுகள் தங்கியிருந்து தனது பணிகளை முடித்துக் கொண்டு பின்னர் மீண்டும் தமிழ்நாடு வேளாண்மை பல்கலைக்கழகத்தில் 1988 முதல் பணிபுரிந்து தமிழ்நாடு வேளாண்மை பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் அங்கக கல்லூரிகளான பெரியகுளம் தோட்டக்கலை கல்லூரி, கோவை கல்லூரி ஆகியவற்றில் பணிகளை புரிந்து 2018 வரை நானோ தொழில்நுட்பத்துறையின் தலைவராக பணிபுரிந்து வந்துள்ளார். தமிழ்நாடு வேளாண்மை பல்கலைக்கழகத்தின் தலைமை பேராசிரியராக பணிபுரிந்த இவர் நானோ தொழில்நுட்பத்தை உருவாக்கிய பெருமைக்கு உரியவர். ICAR எனப்படும் நமது மத்திய அரசின் வேளாண் ஆராய்ச்சி நிலையத்தில் உள்ள நானோ தொழில்நுட்ப திட்ட உருவாக பங்காற்றியவர் இவர். பல நாடுகளில் பல ஆராய்ச்சி திட்டங்களில் தலைமை ஆராய்ச்சியாளராக பணிபுரிந்த அனுபவம் பெற்ற இவர் பழங்களை நீண்ட நாட்கள் பாதுகாப்பது, நானோ வேளாண் இடுபொருட்கள் உருவாக்குவது போன்ற ஆராய்ச்சி பணிகளிலும் ஈடுபாடு கொண்டுள்ளார். 220 ஆராய்ச்சி கட்டுரைகளை வழங்கியுள்ள இவர் நானோ தொழில்நுட்பம் தொடர்பாக 6 புத்தகங்கள் எழுதி வெளியிட்டுள்ளார். பல தேசிய மற்றும் பன்னாட்டு மாநாடுகளிலும் கருத்தரங்குகளிலும் பங்கு பெற்று பல்வேறு தகவல்களை பரப்புரை செய்த இவர் அமெரிக்கா, கனடா, சீனா, தைவான், நெதர்லாண்ட்ஸ், எத்தியோப்பியா, டான்சானியா, கம்போடியா, மலேசியா, அரபு நாடுகள், இலங்கை போன்ற நாடுகளுக்கு சென்று தனது கல்வி ஞானத்தை பரவலாக்கம் செய்துள்ளார். 14 பதக்கங்கள், குறிப்பாக தமிழ்நாடு சயின்டிஸ்ட் அவார்டு என்ற உயரிய பதக்கத்தையும் பெற்ற பெருமைக்குரியவர் இவர். 2020ஆம் ஆண்டில் தேசிய நானோ ரிசர்ச் அவார்டு பெற்று பெருமை சேர்த்துள்ளார். மேலும் இவர் 15 தொழில்நுட்பங்களை உருவாக்கி அவற்றில் 2 பேட்டன் ரைட், அதாவது காப்பு உரிமை பெற்று சாதனை புரிந்துள்ளார் என்பது கூடுதல் தகவல். வாருங்கள் நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு செல்வோம், அவருடன் இணைவோம். Subramanian sir, please.
Good morning, Mr. Joe. I think we have 29 participants.
Yes.
I could see their names and most of them will understand English. If they have a problem, they can raise during my talk.
Yes.
And they can also put question in Tamil at the end of my presentation.
Yes.
And indeed, it's my pleasure to share my thought to the learned group of Agri graduates, farm graduates, online presentation. And I just start with a note that I'm really excited as a farm graduate of TNAU, and I grew up to this level because the transformation happened to my career. And the first slide, what you're seeing, somebody raised a hand.
No, please ignore, sir. Interaction
Okay.
will be after the presentation, please.
Okay.
Yes.
So you see the first slide in which you see TNAU. It was built in 1909. Exactly 100 years later, we became a nano researcher. Why I'm showing this particular slide, it is a very important slide. When we celebrated 100th year of TNAU, TNAU received 50 crore from the government of India as a ICR as a special grant, of which we invested 10 crore on nanotechnology. That's why we grew up. And as a founder head, I set the stage for nanotech research in the country, and that's what I'm going to present. And we also very powerful, thanks to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He motivated me to think how nanotechnology would help in agriculture. That's why I became nanotechnology researcher. So thanks to him. And I had an opportunity to speak with him, and he's supposed to be involved in one of the inauguration. He could not make it, but he offered his blessings. So the downside, you will see the beauty of nanotechnology laboratory. This is what we're proud of. In 10-12 years of existence, we became very powerful, and we are one of the lead centers in the country. And the country is looking at TNAU as one of the legendary leaders in nanotechnology research. And why we shift from traditional agriculture to nano agriculture? This is the shift required. And look at this particular picture. I'm showing three legendary leaders who are responsible for the transformation of Indian agriculture from begging bowl to excess food. And when the first picture, Lal Bahadur Shastri, the second Prime Minister of India, when he was a Prime Minister, his the focus was on feeding the people. And he also declared a movement called Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, give impetus to agriculturists. And he also mentioned the skip dinner so that 33% of the population would be fed. So that is a stage. So when we were young in mid-60s, 65, 67, and we were looking at food from US under US aid or Canada Care. We get the food. The noon meal is being served from food grains coming from US or Canada. That was the stage. And another important leader and politician, Sri C. Subramanian, and he is responsible for he's the architect of Green Revolution. And his focus as a food minister, his focus was to feed the people. Everyone in India should get 3 meals a day. That was his focus. And another, the MS Swaminathan is we call it as a father of Green Revolution, and he introduced lots of high-yielding varieties in India. That is a total transformation happens. And MS Swaminathan and myself involved in several forums together in Tansabad evaluation and other forums, in which he used to share with me that green revolution can help to some extent. We need a evergreen revolution. That's why I am showing this picture. So the stalwarts who were contributed for agriculture. So our primary aim was to feed the people, and this is the way we grew up. In 1950s, our food grain production was just 50 million tons. At that time, the population is about 382 million, 38 crore. at that time in 1950, exactly, 3 years later of independence. And it is also timely that we are all celebrating 75th year of independence. And this is one of the landmark event. I see that there is a tremendous improvement in food grain production. In 1950, 50 million tons. In 2022, 316 million tons food grains have been produced. And this is, the corona time when every industry, each and every aspect of the industry or a segment, a social, network, everybody got impeded during the corona time. The agriculture is the only industry grew up. Thanks to agriculture scientists, the farmers, the students who are involved in the grain growth of the country, we should salute them. And it grew up. Even the corona time is about 6 to 8 million tons have been produced more. Organizer, please ask others to mute, please.
Yes,
So we have increased the food grain production 6 to 6.5 times increased food grain production in a period of 75 or 80 years. And on the other hand, look at the population also continuously increasing. It was 382 million in 1950, that is 38 crore. Now we reached about 141 crore, which is we are second most populous country in the world, and next to China. And what is the trend we are going to get? Now we become self-sufficient in food grain production. We produce more than what we eat now. So our granary is, overflowing of grains, 40-50 million tons of buffer stock. Even if we have a continuous lockdown, continuous drought for 3 or 4 years, India will survive. So that type of situation we have reached. Then why do we, go for the technology like nanotechnology? So there is a need for that. So down screen, I am showing in 2050, our food grain requirement is about 333 million tons. Certainly, we will cross in a few years' time. We will not wait until 2050. We will reach in 2025. 25 years ahead of what is required in 2050, we will be achieving it. But what happens is that we will produce more and more so that we'll continuously our food excess, and we can contribute to other country, and we'll be self-reliant in many ways. That's why we continuously produce. In 2035, we are going to across the population of China. We are going to be the most populous country in the world. So the nanotechnology intervention will help in minimizing the loss, maximizing the production, more from less labor, less land, less input. Everything less is required to produce more. That's what the core objective of nanotech. So this picture is defining what is nano agriculture. As a founder, I coined the word nano agriculture. I also defined the word nano agriculture. The word nano agriculture referring to infusion of nanotechnology principles and concepts in agriculture sciences, so that the process and product would be very precise. So gone are those days, we have a traditional plow type of thing. Now we are using drones. People are very comfortable with the drone spray. Drone is being used for seeding, fertilizer application, herbicide application, warding off the locust. Some of the pests can be deterred by drones. And now our scientists have found out that the drone can also be used to scare the birds. That can be done. So now there is a total transformation in the behavior of farmers. Gone are those days, the farmers depend on specific advice from the officers and so on. Now the mobile is very powerful. Almost all the information, what is happening across the globe, it is known to the people instantly. Now the nano agriculture closely coincide with the smart agriculture, also digital agriculture. We need to serve the people the way they should be informed. So I just define what is nano, because it's a general population, and there are a wide array of participants in this particular forum. Somebody may be aware of it, somebody may not aware of it. It is my duty to explain what is nano. Nano is very small. It is very smart as well. The nano can be defined with the help of an Indian population. So Indian population is about 1.4 billion now. That is 140 crore people. Imagine the 140 crore people assembled in 1 meter length. Each Indian is the size of a nanoparticle. So that's the way it is explained. 1 in 100 crore is nano. What is the beauty of a nanoparticle? When you take a macro material or bulk material, like it is explained here, a cube undergoes division of 24 times, it becomes a nano-sized particle. A cube has a very limited surface area. It has a very limited surface area. For example, you take 1 gram of clay. As a soil scientist, we explain 1 gram of clay can be spread by 1 meter square of surface area. The same clay, when we convert it into nano size, you can spread up to 1,000 meter square. That is the beauty of nanotechnology. That is a unique property of nanotechnology that we are exploiting in agriculture. Nano can also be explained with the help of coronavirus. Everyone knows about coronavirus very well. The coronavirus has a dimension of 50 to 120 nanometer. That's the down picture indicate the human hair, which can accommodate 80,000 nanoparticle across. So again, I said small is smart. Because the size is very small, you can deliver it very precisely. So many people get confused with the nanotechnology, how it will compensate 20 gram versus 20 kg. That very frequently I'm getting the question. I'll explain little later and how it is possible. So these are the areas in which nanotechnology can be applied. I'm going to go through one after the other. I just divide my presentation into 5 segments. I'll just look at how the soil management could be done with the nanotech, the seed management, and plant health management, and produce management. So those are the 4 areas, and biosafety is the 5th area I'll speak. The soil is a very important input in agriculture. It's very, very important natural resource for agriculture. The soil is such a system. It nourishes the plant sufficiently, adequately. It is a buffer. Any input you applied in agriculture, the soil has a dynamic ecosystem. It is, recycle the nutrients and supply to the plant. Why do we need nanotechnology here? So many of the input used in agriculture, of course, one of the success of green revolution is fertilizer use in agriculture. So why we have a 6.5 times increase in food grain production, at least 1/3 of the contribution from fertilizer. Fertilizers are a very important input, and we need to properly assess the soil analysis and give the data. So this is the very emerging areas in which we work, and we got a project from NASF, under which we look at the profile, volatile profile from the soil. As we all aware, soil indicates the health status by smell. The smell is an indication of health status. When you receive rainfall, you get a smell. We call it a manvasana. So this smell is a mixture of chemicals. There are n number of volatile compounds. We call it the VOC. Volatile compound is an indication, signature of the soil. So we develop a sensor where we can trap the volatile compound from the soil. Immediately it will refer to the fertility status of the soil. And again, I come from South, as introduced by Joe. And in many places in Coimbatore and other areas, so when they purchase the land, they ask the guy to plow the field so that you get a smell. The good smell soil is a good health, the healthy soil or fertile soil. So we develop a sensing device, and at least in another 1 year time, we will have a sensing device so that instantly we'll sense what it is. And we also detect soil health with the help of another a pill has been developed by TNAU. Right? At this time, it is a macro one, but it will be nano in due course. And we put the pill, it reacts with the extract, and immediately you get a color change as an indication of soil health. And why we need to depend on nanotech and the traditional methods, and some of the soil scientist, Dr. Amit Khan is on board. And we know for soil analysis takes at least 5 to 7 days to complete all available nutrient status, pH, EC, and all. and people don't have time to wait for so long. So this intervention will precisely tell, it is a electrochemical method, and we can make a very simple device. A farmer or user can quickly measure the nutrient status of the soil instantly. So 1 minute to give the result. So another one, the color is an indication of the soil. The color is a very good indicator. Black is better. Black colored soils are rich in organic matter, as well clay rich, and they are referred as a fertile soil. One of the classic theses done by Dr. Raj when we were student. He was the registrar of TNAU, and based on that information, we begin to understand color could be as an indication of soil health. Now we take the spectral signature of the different types of soil, we convert them into a simple device that can help in detecting the soil health. One of the latest information from remote sensing group is that we put Tamil Nadu has about 80 lakh farm soils across from Chennai to Kanyakumari. We have about 80 lakh farm soils, and we over the years the soil database have been updated, and all the data have been put into the app. We have a very simple app, which we call it as a soil doctor. The soil doctor, recently the Tamil Nadu government has adopted the soil doctor. If you look at the Ulavan app or in the website of Tamil Nadu, you will have this soil app. Soil app is an open source. Any farmer can still simply download and get the data instantly. And you can also open the soil doc, and you will get nutrient status, complete history of the soil fertility status immediately. It's a very important invention that we have done. So far I was shown how the Nano would help. The Nano would help in terms of precise measurement, time reduction, and instant measurement. It is possible with the nanotech. In fact, nanotech and smart farming are the inseparable couple. That's why I put some of the gist information here, because we work together to have a comprehensive package so that the farmers would benefit. So the soil doctor is a very important. I just broadcast that every one of you watching my presentation, or you can share to the farmer of need, because 10.2 lakh farmers are already connected in Ulavan app, and those farmers are already started using the soil doc. Then the nutrient management, how to do? We have measured the nutrient status, how to reduce the fertilizer dose for the plant. As I mentioned earlier, after the green revolution, we have improved the grain production by 6.5 times, mainly because of the fertilizer use over the years. At the same time, fertilizer import is a treasury, or 130,000 crores worth of fertilizers being subsidized, and it's a treasury for the economic treasury for the country. And now people are using nanotech could be an alternative to reduce a certain amount, if not a complete replacement, at least 5 to 10% could be reduced, which is a huge benefit for the country. So one such intervention, which I have done it in my research, is under DST. We developed a nanofiber technology. The nanofiber is made of polymer. The polymer solution is converted into fiber with the help of a electrospinning machine. Electrospinning machine, it is a high-end machine for us, but colloquially, it is a cotton candy machine. So cotton candy maker, he put sugar and polymer and get a continuous fiber. For 10 rupees, you get a candy, which is electrospun fiber, which we call it as a nanofiber technically. So now we use this technology to deliver nutrients. So now 3 or 4 of my PhD students have done, put the nutrients, put the bioinoculants, pesticide, fungicide, different input. Almost all inputs can be loaded into nanofiber. So the nanofiber, you are seeing the nanofiber here. The unique advantage of this nanofiber is that 1 gram of nanofiber has a surface area of 10,000 meters square, almost 1 hectare of land being given to one seed to exploit the natural resources. And the length of the fiber is around 1,000 kilometers connecting Coimbatore with Mumbai. So this fiber coating technology has been done for pulses as well, groundnut, where we could see when the coating is done with the nano fiber loaded with nutrient is as good as nutrient that are conventionally used. When we measure the conventional fertilizer used by green gram or black gram, it is in the range of 2 to 2.5 gram, 2,000 to 2,500 milligram of fertilizer. So when we look at this type of fertilizer application, it is only 30 to 40 milligram. So there is a 90% saving of fertilizer. So what happens, these are the different components can be loaded into nanofiber, and we could get as much as that of normal yield. So the potential question in nanotechnology is that this year yield is okay. What will happen to next year or year later or 5 years later? What is going to happen? So that study we are undertaking. So there is what we are trying to say is that there is a possibility that nanotech can reduce the fertilizer input for agriculture. The second part is the seed. Seed is a very important input in agriculture. Seed is a smart input. Seed is a nano input. Seed can do wonderful things. Any technology which is attached to the seed is a success. In one of the forum, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan was saying that if a country has to look at only one factor that promotes the productivity of the crop in the country, which is only seed. So seed is a very important input. We use the seed as a smart vehicle for delivery of input, delivery of various nano-based inputs. So this is another technology in which we have developed a technology indicating the health status of the seed with the help of e-nose. E-nose is an electronic nose. The seeds, as I said, the seeds are very, very important. And the farmers, they don't do the seed testing very frequently. So when there is a rain, immediately they go for a sowing. The window of time available between the purchase of seed to the sowing, it is only 24 hours. You will not do much. So what we try to develop, this is for sunflower as well groundnut. We establish a concept that is a close correlation between the volatiles that comes out of the seed versus the health status of seed. So we identified a compound called melanoldehyde. So this particular technology takes about 1 or 2 minutes to measure the volatile profile with the help of a device which gives the status of the viability status of the seed. So we can do that. Another very groundbreaking technology is the imaging, bioimaging. Everyone is all aware. Most of you carry mobile. Mobile is part of our system. We may forget our vital organs, but not mobile. Mobile is almost part of our body. So the mobile is a very good, you can use a mobile to take a picture and convert them into, seed viability can be tested without looking at the wet lab activity. You can do that. For which the scientists had to work, and I suggested our scientists to look at the imaging, bioimaging, so that that is being done for pulses and oilseeds at this point. So we once the technology is developed, you just capture the image and you will know what to do with this. So again, similar to that, we can discriminate whether the fungal infected seed versus normal seed. And you could see the imaging of 3 types of seed, where this is a rapid germination, the seed which is viable, which is visible by redness in this particular case. So we have the machines called FTR machines. We have imaging machine to detect what is happening. So we also use some of the high resolution imaging to detect the problem. Any problem that comes to nanotech, you will have the solution. It is like a CT scan for the hospital. CT scan is one of the device the doctors use to resolve unresolved issues. Likewise, the agriculture scientists can use nanotechnology as a solution provider. And so these are some of the pictures which we take when there is a problem of fall armyworm. Immediately we look at the eggs of fall armyworm, and under scanning electron microscope, we showed that the fall armyworm egg is surrounded by a thick coating. That's why this particular pest could not be controlled. So based on that, we developed strategies to overcome this particular issue. So that is about the seed. So the third aspect is a plant health. The plant health is very important. The plant health covers from the deficiency, the pest incidents, the diseases, the whole bunch of activity, a disturbance going on in agriculture that has to be carefully monitored and proper solution to be given. So we developed another important technology. This is again my project. DST has funded this project where on-site detection of moisture is very much essential. As we all know, Tamil Nadu is one of the most water-starving state in the country, next to Rajasthan. Rajasthan, everybody knows it's a desert. Next to Rajasthan is Tamil Nadu. Each and every drop of water must be conserved. And this is one of the technology we developed. It is to sense the leaf moisture, and lots of sensors are already available in the market. And now these sensors are very simple. That is another advantage of nanotech. The nanotech intervention will reduce the cost tremendously from 2 lakh worth of machine to just 1,000 rupees, which can be normally adapted by the farmer. And here this sensing device, it measures the electrical conductivity of the leaf, which is the direct association or correlation with the moisture content of the leaf. So we can instantly measure the moisture content. Now we are moving to the next step. It can also be linked to mobile device. Then basically the plant will communicate to you whether the irrigation is required today or not. So that type of device we develop in TNAU. So another important measurement we need to do in the plant is nitrogen. Normally we use SPAD meter. SPAD meter cost about 4 lakhs, and SPAD meter is very sensitive to cloud cover. When there is a cloud cover, that meter won't work much. And now we developed a fabricated device which is about 2,000 rupees cost. And we collaborated with Alagappa University, where the simple device, what I'm showing here, just to put the leaf, and there is a LED light pass through the leaf, and instantly it gives the nitrogen content of the leaf. So that is a simple measurement. It can be done. Again, you can rationalize the fertilizer use based on that. We have leaf color chart. We have diagnostic tools. We have, look at the field. You decide whether to fertilizer to be added. This can be more precise. You measure precisely the nitrogen content, which can be converted into fertilizer use. So we also, many of you are aware that GIFCO Nano Urea is one of the first nano fertilizer introduced in the country. As a nano researcher, I truly excited about it, because 12 years ago, we didn't know anything at all about nano. And as I mentioned at the beginning, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former president of India, motivated me to think about nanotech. And 12 years later, this particular product has introduced. There are several products in pipeline. I'm in that committee to evaluate other products as well. Nano DAP, nano copper, nano zinc, and all other products are coming up in the future years. So what we have done it in TNAU, we have farm in Bhavaneshwar, agriculture research in Bhavaneshwar, where we demonstrated 10 acres of land, 10 acres of rice and 10 acres of maize, where the nano urea was sprayed, and several parameters have been optimized. The drone technology is a very powerful technology. You may be aware that the Prime Minister of India announced that India will require about 1 lakh drones. And TNAU is one of the, again, lead. Any innovation, any innovative technologies, disruptive technologies, anything new happen, it happens only in TNAU. Nano happens, and drone also, when I was a director of research, I said to drone we need to do. We set up a drone laboratory. Now we became leader in drone also. I wrote a book on drone technology as well. So the drone is a very powerful tool to deliver input. So in fact, drone, we started using it for fertilizer use, We can use it for pesticide. We can use it for even seeding. Seed sowing can be done. So at one point of time, so drone became the routine part of farming. So it's a smart farming. So we optimize the height of the drone, height of the, how to set the height for the drone to fly, the speed of the drone, and the delivery system, everything we finalized, and we optimized for several crops. So that's what we recommend. And it is as good as conventional spray with power sprayer. The same effect you will get it. So interestingly, the drone takes at a minimum of 5 minutes only. Actually, precisely speaking, only 2 minutes of run and 5 minutes altogether takeoff and landing altogether. It becomes 5 minutes per acre. Currently, TNAU charges about 500 rupees per acre to spray, and IFCO has subsidized to 200 rupees per acre. And one drone can spray about 80 acres per day. And drone is a very good technology. As of now, there is no ultra low volume pesticide available. There is no high concentrated fertilizer that can suit. That is one of my students' research. He got Prime Minister Fellowship to do that. And he uses drone technology. He designed a fertilizer suitable for drones. And as of now, we use whatever the fertilizer available can be applied through drone. Also, IFCO Nano Urea can also be sprayed. So we set all the parameters that can be used for drone spray. So where drone also can be used for herbicide spray. It is very effective. You could see at the bottom of the screen, the sprayed versus unsprayed, very 100% response to this. Very good work has been done by TNAU. And another challenging thing in agriculture is identifying the disease and giving remedy to that. And both the entomologists and pathologists very frequently asked, confronted with so many challenging diseases. Particularly Tamil Nadu, we face challenging pests like fall armyworm, Rugo spiraling whitefly, then mealy bug in cassava mealy bug. And it's all very challenging for a scientist to handle. And we cannot, gone are those days. Earlier, Vice Chancellor Dr. Jairaj used to say that pathologists very frequently say, if there is a problem, you just simply cut and burn. That type of recommendation we cannot give anymore. Thus, farmers are very smart. Certainly, we need to give scientific information to them. And one such device is a lateral flow immunoassay, which is similar to ELISA technique, where similar to pregnancy kit or similar to COVID test. We can also use the same kit for similar kit for detecting viral diseases. The nano intervention here is that because the nanoparticles are conjugated with the antibodies, and each and every reaction could be measured. Simply, we measure it, and we'll be precisely predicting what is happening. And another technology which we introduce in nanotech is that we derive some of the compounds from the plant and use as a pesticide back to the plant. And in this particular case, we extracted nanosilica from sugarcane bagasse as well rice husk and used as a pesticide, as a carrier. So what you're seeing is a silica template. Silica is a very good delivery system. We can use as a template. We can we can conjugate, or we embed this acidiractin or aceror or any biomolecule and deliver to the plant. Very effective control of viral disease is possible. Already we demonstrated in legume yellow mung bean virus. It's a very effective control. And when we put the acidiractin into the template of silica, the acidiractin is protected. As some of the viewers may be aware, acidiractin is highly sensitive to light, so that can be protected with the silica. Our researchers have found that up to 2 years, acidiractin can be protected in the nanosilica. So that is the beauty of this technology. So these are the quick assessment is possible. 1,000 samples can be assessed in 1 minute with the help of biochip. Again, there is a nano intervention. And in Coimbatore, most of the vegetables, it's all coming from Ukadam, where major part of vegetables are washed with sewage water, and the consumer would not know whether the produce is safer. And in order to on-site detection, this kit is being developed, and where pathogenic E. coli can be detected with a sensor. And the mobile being a commonly used device, and people use artificial intelligence to detect the disease. Recently, we got a project from Japan where we are developing a artificial intelligence tool. It is a mobile-based tool to detect the disease in tomato. And this is in the development stage. What I could see in the internet is that on-site detection of diseases and pests is possible. And thanks to Tamil Nadu government, and again, they are the forerunner in terms of introduction of Ulavan app, which is connected with 10.2 lakh farmers at this point. Any farmer, they can just join the Ulavan app to take advantage of all the whatever the technologies available, whatever the subsidies given, whatever the benefits given to the farmer is known. So that can be linked with whatever the device we develop. So artificial intelligence is very important. Artificial intelligence is a very important neural networking. Earlier, 15 years ago, I developed a visual diagnostic kit to detect deficiencies in the plant, which I never expected it grow this much. Now we call it as artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence capture the images. Suppose a particular disease had to be detected precisely by a mobile device. It takes about 50,000 to 100,000 images required. So in other words, brain is a very powerful organ in humans. One brain has 1 trillion byte. If entire TNAU put all the computers together, it makes one human brain. So it's such a complicated organ. So when we do, artificial intelligence devices developed, we need such a huge number of pictures to train the device to understand what is happening and give the precise information. So that can be done. We also developed a lure to attract lots of honeybees with the help of nano lure. We use the 3D printing. Bottom of the screen, you will see the 3D printing machine, which print the lure, and we put the nano compound so that attraction of bees is possible. Bees, many of you are aware, bee activity in the farm is supporting a lot in pollination. Also, it helps in improving the productivity of crops, and for which nano can help. The final part of my presentation is that though we produce so much in fruits and vegetables in horticulture, our total production crossed 329 million tons, much higher than grain production. And the problem here, unless you preserve them, you will not be able to grow further. So we need to minimize the loss of produce that are already produced. So our estimate is that from the point of production till it reaches a consumer, 30 to 35% of the produce is lost, particularly fruits and vegetables. So that worth about 240,000 crores is a huge loss. So we developed some of the technologies, like this is my patented technology, where I developed a nano sticker, a simple sticker, which is available now. Those viewer, they wanted to purchase the sticker, it is available now. It costs one sticker costs about 7 rupees. And the sticker carries a specific compound called retinol, which can preserve the fruits and vegetables when it is transported for the distance. Again, I used the electrospinning technology, which I mentioned for seed coating, same technology, we used it. And look at the bottom of the screen, you will see the 9 fruits, which is fresh. On the top of the box, you have the nano sticker, which releases the compound and keep the fruit fresh for 2 weeks. With a 7 rupees investment, you can preserve 300 rupees worth of fruits. And we also work on some of the challenging areas like plastics. Plastics, most of the cities have banned plastics, and you cannot use plastics in tourist spots like Nilgiris, Kodaikanal, where to go. We need an alternative. So for which we worked in some of the areas, we developed a nano film, which is derived from banana pseudostem, as well the fiber extracted from Agave americana. So those films are very powerful, and our scientists have developed this, and it is very useful and decomposed within 50 days time instead of 1,000 years, which is what the normal. I think I have one more slide to go. I think I need to close at this point. And we can also detect the residues, which is again a very big issue in Tamil Nadu. The vegetables that are harvested from Ooty, coming to Metupalayam, and it's all available to Coimbatore. And they claim that they are organic district and no pesticide use, but most of the produce have pesticide in them. And we developed a very interesting technology called paste and peel technology. A small, like a sellotape. It is loaded with, actually it is like a pH paper. It is loaded with the nanoparticle. The nanoparticles specific to the particular pesticide can be extracted within instantly, and you can measure the pesticide residue. Again, it is 1 minute time. This is the way it is done. So you have the compound is loaded, and you paste it onto the fruit, take it off, and show to the machine called SERS, surface enhanced Raman spectroscopy. It gives a complete pesticide residue. Right now, the paper is specific to particular pesticide. Now we are in the process of putting many pesticide together. So it could be, in Ulavar Chandai, you will not know what pesticide has been used in Nilgiris or some other places. So we need a multiple direction that is also possible. That is in the development stage. One of my students is working on that. My last one would be, we need the remote sensing tools. And as I said, the drones are highly useful. And we take the imagery, we take the drone help to quickly assess what is happening. One of the success story of TNAU is happened in Kaja cyclone happened in November of 2018, where we send the drone within 2 hours, they could collect 38,72,000 farms who have been affected. The farmers have been compensated within 4 days' time. That is a unique advantage. I think we have to compliment the remote sensing group. They really did very well, and that can also be linked to nano interventions. So we also give the training to the ways. Safety, though I said good about the nanotech, there are lots of safety issues. This is what people say. We have not accepted, because as a person involved in this, the nano product evaluation process in the FCO, also the DBT committee. And I put a very stringent guideline for the product evaluation. We put the product in the nature and against the microbes, against honeybees, predators, parasites, all creatures on earth should say okay before the product being introduced in the country. So all the tests have been passed by the product, IFCO, Nano, Urea, also other products being evaluated. And we have a standard guidelines that we need to do. So we also look at the human cell line. That is, we ensure that the humans are safer with the product that are developed. So I had a great opportunity to share my thought in the parliament because they invited me twice to share my thought on nano urea. So I had a great opportunity. I'm not the member of parliament, but I had an opportunity to interact with 50 MPs, also all the stakeholders in the fertilizer industry. And with that consent only, it came to this level. So I'm very happy that one of our own MPs, Mrs. Kanimali Karnanidhi, is the chairperson for that particular event. And she was truly excited about TNAU work, and she is looking forward to visit TNAU at the earliest. So I sum up, these are the products TNAU has. TNAU, all the products are commercially viable now. 10 products are commercialized now. And anybody interested, you can simply order and get the product. And some of the industries we can also open up. And one of the product which is commercialized from TNAU, Nano product, is a sanitizer. We sold the technology for 50 lakhs. but other products also ready for commercialization. Anybody interested can take up the business, or TNAU has a provision facilities to give you the product. What Indian-based production. We just open up a product center. There is a mini factory is going to be constructed in TNAU to produce all the nano products. This is a facility available as a founder head. Again, I'm very excited that this facility is open to all. Any users can come in, and many of the high-ended laboratories, though they are high-ended, never touched by common man. That is not the case for nanotech research in TNAU. You all welcome. Anybody can come and use the facility. And this is my growth. I started with 330 lakhs in 2010 as a founder head, unplastered building and no chair for me to sit. Now we reached to the level of 3,200. Actually, it is much higher. In 2022, it is about 3,600 lakhs. That is 36 crore. So 100 times increase in terms of research grants generated. That's why I am recognized as one of the lead scientists in the country. So these are the books I have written, and one of the best book, people call it as a grown in digital agriculture. So all the books are available on in internet, and even Amazon.com. You will have these books. So these are the financial supporters, and they helped me a lot, encouraged me a lot, and thanks to all the fund provider. I also thank the Canadian government for giving me 12 crore in one single project. So that helped me, give me a big strength for me to speak about nanotechnology agriculture. I think, thank you very much for the opportunity given. Those who are interested can have this number in the bottom of the screen, and you can communicate with me. And the slide which I projected, it is not an IP issue anymore, and I shared already to Joe, and in turn he will communicate. He will share in the network so that others will also benefit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. K.S. Subramanian sir, for your excellent presentation and the precious information shared. And it's really a mind-blowing session. And now it's interaction time, and I request the participants to put forth their questions and clarify their doubts. And the interaction can be either in English or in Tamil also. And I welcome all the participants, especially few dignitaries from outside the state as well. Let me introduce Dr. P.K. Tripathi, the Deputy Director General, Central PWD has participated. Dr. Mahima Shanti, Deputy Director, Sericulture Department is participating. Dr. H.H. Khan has participated. Dr. Kalaivanan has participated. Dr. N. Murugesan, former entomology professor from TNAU, has participated. Besides our group members, Mrs. Tenmoli, Deputy Director, Seed Inspection, is participating. And I am thankful to all the participants, especially the farmers, and especially Mr. A.G. Jabarajan from Delhi and Mr. Hubert from Chennai. Thank you all. And now this is interaction time. I first request Mr. Dr. P.K. Tripathi from the Central PWD to say a few words.
Yeah.
Dr. Tripathi, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joe Thaddeus, for inviting me as an audience in this session. This talk was very praiseworthy, and very new things we have come to know. And we could know that he has delivered his presentation to the parliamentarians also. I would like to ask Dr. Subramanian about pest and field technology, which was quite interesting for me. Sir, if you can elaborate it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the question. The pest and field technology is developed under the Ramalinga Swami re-entry fellow. He is with me for 5 years and 3 years completed. And we established technology is like a litmus paper. The litmus paper loaded with a nanoparticle at the tip of the litmus paper. It is like a spot. It is a very simple one. So what we do, there is a science behind this, how it is direction happen instantly. So it is the tip of the litmus paper is loaded with a nanoparticle, we have a different, we fabricate that particular conjugate to various nanoparticles, put it together, and we can, on the surface of the fruit, if you touch either lime or tomato or apple, it immediately take the surface residue and it reacts with the nanoparticle. Then we need a machine to do that. So we take that paper, put it in the machine called SERS, Surface Enhanced Raman Spectroscopy, which the spectral signature of that compound would be amplified and you will get the value. So that's what we do. So it needs a machine. The machine is 1 crore machine. There is a surface enhanced Raman spectroscopy. Now what we are trying to change this to a common man practice, we have already optimized the nanoparticle. What are the things to be done? So now we are generating a specific light source. Well, it is like a torch. You put it on the tip of the litmus paper. It gives a digitally color. It gives a color change. So the color change would be instantly, we will know whether the produce is contaminated or not. So as I mentioned, it is specific to a particular pesticide. 4 pesticides have been done already. We have done it for imidacloprid, OP compound. We have done it for DDP and all. We have done it. And we want to, what we were trying to do, because in Indian system, whatever the pesticide that are recommended, the farmers use a different pesticide. Whatever the agro industry says, that's what they apply. So we have a very complicated system. We put a major pesticide reduction together, it will be done. So it takes some time to develop as a device. But at this time, we have established the concept. We have the litmus paper with us now. So now I asked the scientist to, somebody wanted to do that. 500, strips can be prepared. Then they put it in. It is not going to degrade. Just touch the surface of the fruit and they send it to us. We will detect the value. Thank you, sir.
I understand there is different pesticidal residual limit for these different fruits or crops.
Yes, certainly. Certainly, some of the frequently used pesticide like imidacloprid or thiobendamide or some of the frequently used pesticide, we'll do it. We do it, and it is going to be made as a digital device, or it would be a color change. Instant measurement could be done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. P.K. Tripathi, for participating in the session. Thank you, Dr. K.S. Subramanian, sir, for your suitable replies. And now I request our senior group member, Mr. Raja Najamuddin, former Deputy Director from Tamil Nadu, to share his views. Raja, sir, please. Raja, sir, please. Raja, sir, unmute pannikinga. You are muted.
I send my greetings to all that have participated in this important program. I am very much fascinated by the vibrant voice of Doctor. It is really one. And he is from Coimbatore in Tuticorin district, which commercially important for the black cotton soil. It is produces very commercial crops. Like that, Doctor also come from that area. So he is bestowed, Dr. K. Subramanian is bestowed very good knowledge. Apart from soil science also, he is very knowledge in nanotechnology. I am very glad to, I am not only glad, I am very fortunate to participate in this program of 13th Saturday. So I am very fortunate. My question is, in every now, in every agriculture distributor, dealer is now stocking IFCO Nano urea. But the dealers are not able to tell what is the nano urea and all that. So I just appeal you to give more knowledge to the fertilizer dealers in the villages, not only town, in the villages, about the nano IFCO, nano IFCO. Another question, why you put nano urea alone, not nano superphosphate, nano diammonium phosphate, nano muriate of potash, and all other micronutrient fertilizer? So I request you, Dr. Subramanian, I request you very simple question. You should just tell. It will benefit to others also. Thank you very much. Very kind of.
Two questions can be answered. First question is many people are asking about nano urea in Tamil, very common language. Recently, I wrote a paper in Valaruvenanmai about nano urea, எப்படி யூஸ் ஆகுது, எப்படி சொல்றாங்கலாம் எழுதியிருக்கிறோம். அதை பற்றி தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம். ஃபார்மர் மக்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பாக சொல்றோம். நிறைய விவசாய கூட்டத்துல எல்லாம் கூட நம்ம பேசுறோம். ஆன்லைன்ல பேசியிருக்கோம். என்னுடைய யூடியூப் வந்து ஒரு 1 lakh வியூவர்ஸ் எல்லாம் பார்த்துருக்குறாங்க. கண்டிப்பா அது பண்ணணும். நம்பர் 2 என்னன்னா, எதுக்காக யூரியாவை வந்து பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னு கேட்டதுக்கு காரணம் என்னன்னா, யூரியா இஸ் a fertilizer which is highly subsidized. 3000 ரூபாய்க்கு சிந்தசைஸ் பண்ற யூரியா ஃபெர்டிலைசரை காமன் மேனுக்கு 270 ரூபாய்க்கு கொடுக்குறாங்க. 90% சப்சிடி. ஸோ இட் காஸ்ட் சோ மச். அண்ட் யூரியா இஸ் அ வெரி கன்வின்சிங் ஃபெர்டிலைசர். ஃபெர்டிலைசரை போட்ட உடனே பயிர்ல சேஞ்ச் ஆகுதுன்னா யூரியா தான் பண்ண முடியும். அதனால யூரியாவை எடுத்துருக்கோம். அதுக்கு தான் நானோ யூரியாவை பற்றி நிறைய எவாலுவேட் பண்ணி அதுல 11,000 லொக்கேஷன்ல இந்தியா ஃபுல்லா டெஸ்ட் பண்ணி அது சேஃபா இருக்குது, ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் நல்லா இருக்குது, எந்த இடத்துலயும் நெகட்டிவ் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் இல்லைங்கிற போய் தான் யூரியா பண்ணோம். as you rightly indicated, DAP is in pipeline, micronutrients in pipeline. நான் வந்து நிறைய விஷயங்களை சொல்லக்கூடாது, ஏன்னா பாலிசி டெசிஷன் இன்னும் ப்ராசஸ்ல தான் இருக்கு. பட் கண்டிப்பா நானோ ஃபெர்டிலைசர் வந்து இட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி ஆர்டர் ஆஃப் த டே. another 50 இயர்ஸுக்கு இது ஆகும். ஈவன் நானோ ஃபெர்டிலைசர் ஃபேக்டரி கூட ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. குஜராத்ல ஒன்று இருக்கு, பெங்களூர்ல ஒன்று வரப்போகுது, தமிழ்நாட்டில் ஒன்று வரப்போகுது. ஸோ கண்டிப்பா உங்களுடைய கருத்துக்களுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. கண்டிப்பா மற்ற ஃபெர்டிலைசரும் நானோ ஃபார்ம்ல வரும்.
Are you going to lay out a trial in villages about the nanotechnology crops?
சார், இப்போ நாங்க வந்து நானோ யூரியா பற்றி 11,000 லொகேஷன்ல பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க ஐசிஆர்ல. நம்ம தமிழ்நாடு வேளாண்மை பல்கலைக்கழகத்துல 4 இடத்துல பண்ணியிருக்கோம். கோயம்புத்தூர்ல பண்ணியிருக்கோம், பவானி சாகர்ல பெரிய அளவுல பண்ணியிருக்கிறோம். அதை விட மற்ற பல்கலைக்கழகங்கள், வேளாண் பல்கலைக்கழகங்கள் 18 பல்கலைக்கழகங்கள்ல பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க 85 லொகேஷன்ல. அதை பற்றிய கருத்துக்களை தான் பார்லிமெண்ட்ல ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணோம். எப்படி வந்து நானோ யூரியா பல பகுதிகள்லையும் எப்படி ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணுதுன்னு பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இப்போ எஸ்டிமேட் பண்ற என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, இந்த யூரியா இம்போர்ட் ஆர் யூரியா இம்போர்ட் வந்து குறைஞ்சிச்சுன்னா we can save about 50,000 lakh to 1 lakh crore can be saved அப்படிங்கிறாங்க அக்கார்டிங் டு த எஸ்டிமேட். ஸோ அதனால கண்டிப்பா இது ஒரு நல்ல டெக்னாலஜி. ஆஸ் அ ரிசர்ச்சர் நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன்னா, ஐ கம் ஃப்ரம் கோவில்பட்டி, ப்ரிசைஸ்லி ஐ கம் ஃப்ரம் கீழே வில்லேஜ் விச் இஸ் க்ளோஸ் டு எட்டயபுரம். ஐ ஸ்டடிட் இன் எட்டயபுரம் ஒன்லி. அங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா, அதனால ஐ அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் அட் தி கிராஸ் ரூட் லெவல். ஸோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது என்னன்னா, ஈவன் இஃப் இட் இஸ் 5% சேவிங் ஆஃப் ஃபெர்டிலைசர் இஸ் a huge benefit. இன்னொன்னு என்னன்னா, விவசாயிகள் எல்லாம் இப்போ தோட்டங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் போறது இல்லை, எல்லாமே ஒரே நேரத்தில் நடக்கணுங்கிறாங்க. ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் மை இமீடியட் challenge and my address going to be on one solution. ஒரே கோர்ட்ல கொடுத்து எல்லாத்தையும் பெஸ்டிசைட் பஞ்சிசைட் எல்லாம் கொடுத்துட்டு ஒரு டைம் சோயிங்க்கு போனோம், அடுத்த டைம் ஹார்வெஸ்ட்டுக்கு போனோம். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டெக்னாலஜி டெவலப் பண்ணணும் ஆசை. தேங்க்யூ.
தேங்க்யூ சார். தேங்க்யூ.
ட்ரையல் பிளாட் போட்டிருக்கீங்களா சார்? ட்ரையல் பிளாட் கிராமங்கள்ல
போட்டிருக்கோம், இஃப்கோ போட்டிருக்காங்க.
இல்ல, இப்போ எங்க டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல எல்லாம் வந்து என்னுடைய நாய்க்கு ஒரு கிராமத்துல தான் இருக்கா, வில்லேஜ்ல. பட் எனி நோ ட்ரையல் அட் ஆல் இன் களக்காடு வள்ளியூர் ஏரியாஸ்ல நேனோ ட்ரையல்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஒண்ணும் போட்ட மாதிரி ஃபார்மர்ஸுடைய ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் எனக்கு கிடைக்கல.
இல்ல, என்னுடைய வாட்ஸ்அப்ல நீங்க உங்க நம்பரை ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கலாம். அங்க லோக்கல்ல உங்க ஃபீல்ட்லயே போட சொல்றேன். தேங்க்யூ.
தேங்க்யூ சார். தேங்க்யூ காஜா சார். தேங்க்யூ டாக்டர் சுப்ரமணியம் சார். Now I request Mr. Akhil. Akhil sir, please. உங்களுடைய சந்தேகங்களை கேட்கலாம். And Hubert sir அடுத்ததாக பேசலாம். Aghilan sir, please. Aghilan sir, mute இருக்கீங்க.
Okay.
Yes.
And thanks to Dr. Subramanian and Joe sir. ரொம்ப அருமையான பிரசன்டேஷன், ரொம்ப இன்ஃபர்மேட்டிவாகவும் இருந்துச்சு. என்னோட ஒரு சின்ன சஜஷன், இப்ப இந்த என்விரான்மெண்டல் பொல்யூஷனுக்கு வந்து வீடிசைட்ஸ் வந்து ஒரு மேஜர் பார்ட்டா இருக்கு. நீங்க இப்ப சொன்ன மாதிரி அந்த சீட் கோட்டிங்லயே வீடிசைட்ஸ் ஆட் பண்றதுக்கு எதுவும் பாசிபிலிட்டி இருக்கா? இப்ப சோளம்னா அட்ரஸிங் வீடிசைட் இருக்கு, அத சீட் கோட்டிங்ல நீங்க மிக்சர்ஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்னு சொல்லியிருந்தீங்க, அதுலயே இதையும் சேர்க்க வாய்ப்பு இருக்கா? அது ஒண்ணு. இன்னொரு இது வந்து நம்ம ஹோமியோபதி, சில ஃபார்மர்ஸ் வந்து ஹோமியோ மெடிசின்ஸ் வந்து யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. சில இது சல்ஃபர், சிலிக்கா, நக்ஸ்வாமிகா அந்த மாதிரி இதை வந்து பிளான்ட்ஸுக்கு வந்து யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. சில இது வந்து நியூட்ரியன்ஸ் சப்ளை பண்றதுக்கு, சில இது டிசீஸ் கண்ட்ரோல் அந்த மாதிரி பண்றாங்க. அதையும் நம்ம டிஎன்ஏல ஸ்டடி பண்ணி அதோட அதுல எதுவும் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ் இருக்கா, ரியல் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ் இருக்காங்கிறது ஸ்டடி பண்ணி பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும்னு என்னோட சஜஷன். ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ டாக்டர் சுப்பிரமணியம், ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்துச்சு, வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
Thank you, Mr. Aghilan. Actually, it was his effort to bring Dr. Subramanian to this forum. So thank you. I thank Mr. Aghilan sir for his wonderful work, and thank you for your interaction also. And now I request Mr. Hubert sir to say.
Answer to Aghilan. I'll answer to Aghilan also.
Yes,
Aghilan is a research council member. Actually, we are cousin brothers. Aghilan and me. Okay, Aghilan, he asked two important questions. Weed is a menace in agriculture. Kandipa weed management nanotechnology can help. In fact, one of the professors, Dr. Chinnamuthu, devoted 10 years of career only on weeds. But இப்போ ஒரு intervention improve பண்ணிருக்கோம். எப்படின்னா we derive some of the metabolites from the plant, like a tamarind and eucalyptus. So இந்த பிளான்ட்ல எல்லாம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா அதுல இருந்து வர மெட்டபோலைட்ஸ் வந்து இட் won't allow other plants to survive. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஹெர்பிசைட் பண்றதுக்கு நாங்க இது அட்டெம்ப்ட் பண்ணிருக்கோம். கண்டிப்பா நானோ ஃபைபர் கோட்டிங் டெக்னாலஜி வில் ஆல்சோ கேரி ஹெர்பிசைட். வி கேன் புட் என் நம்பர் ஆஃப் இன்புட் இன்க்ளூடிங் ஹெர்பிசைட். அது எஃபிகேசி எப்படி இருக்குங்கிறத நம்ம படிக்கணும். we have not done it. Number 2, it is very very important that nanotech, Ayurvedic, homeopathic, they all interlinked. So our forefather has already taught us about nanotech, but we did not define that particular process as nanotech. As Aghilan indicated, there are a number of products are being used by local people, so that can be assessed scientifically as a nano intervention and put back into the field. That is possible. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you, Aghilan sir. Thank you, doctor. அடுத்ததாக I request Hubert sir to share.
Thank you, brother Joe. Thank you, Professor Subramanian sir. It was very very interesting. It was very interesting, and the language was very basic. Anybody can understand. That's what I feel. Now, I'm not a farmer myself, but I'm a fascinator of farming. Anything comes in farming, I grab it. So I'm very thankful to brother Joe for conducting such forums. Sir, the point is can these nano products be applied on organic fertilizer? Number one, that's my question. Number 2, simple is soil. You mentioned about soil doctor, if I'm correct. Is it a person or is it a thing? And finally, sir, we concentrate more on farming means to exclusively to farmers, but also there is a sizable farms in the urban level, like let's say individual homes. They also produce a lot. It was now recently understood well by the Sri Lankan issues. The Sri Lankan president now says, why not you do some home farming? So if that is the case, is there a nanotechnology be useful there? That's all, sir.
Okay, sir, I can answer all the queries in a very short way.
Sure.
Number 1, whether nanotech is organic or not, that's a very important question. When we, as a nano researcher, when we develop a nano product, we consider green nanotechnology. We make sure that the traditional practice is taken into account. So we can make nano product as organic nano product. It's possible because we have nano bio. There is a product developed for tea residue. So it is possible. We can also develop bio nano particle. Number two, for homegrown field, nano would be very, very good. I was showing some capsule. I was showing some coating practice. It's all manageable in the home garden itself. So when the seeds are distributed, we can do nano interventions, and they need not know about nanotech. They take advantage of nanotech and they get a healthy plants, and we can continuously harvest without any residues. So certainly homegrown, that is one of the target. And because they do grow back, Tamil Nadu government promoting roof garden, and in which they give a grow back in which one capsule would be enough to supply all the input that are required by the plant. Certainly possible.
The last question is soil doctor. Is it a person or a thing, sir?
No. I only named that particular product as a soil doctor. It was made as a soil dog. You can call soil documentation or soil dog. When you go to a doctor, your complete history is known. So like this is an app. So if you want to use the app, I can share the app to you, and you will go to the field and you will stand. It will be geo-reference, and you get the fertility status of the soil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Hubert, for your participation. அடுத்ததாக I request Mr. John Raj. John Raj sir, உங்களுடைய சந்தேகங்களை கேட்கலாம், please.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for this session. Sir, I would like to ask about this nano fiber. You mentioned about in 1 acre it multiplies. That is one thing. Secondly, considering fertilizer, how we can use this nanotechnology through bioenzymes. Can you throw some light on this?
Certainly possible. Number one, a nano fiber, as I said, it is made of a polymer. We make a polymer solution, put to the input of interest, and we convert the polymer solution into fiber. When the solution is subjected to high intensity voltage of 25 kilovolt, we set several parameters to make a fiber. Fiber, it looks like a spider web. Continuous thread comes in. So that is loaded with nutrients that can be used as a nanofiber. So any metabolites can be loaded into. Your second question is whether the nanozyme is possible. Yes, whatever the enzyme which is identified is very effective. As we know, enzymes are very specific in substrate enzyme interaction, and we can have a template of nano. Silica could be a very ideal candidate to deliver the enzyme at the site of interest, like a cancer research. We also have a close connection with the cancer drug delivery in cancer. Similar to that, we can do that. Certainly possible, sir. We can have a detailed discussion on that.
And this, what we say, bioenzyme from citrus fruits. Say,
Okay.
for example, waste. From that we can extract, and how it can be used for mass production.
It is possible, sir. It is possible because nano size is so small. It can be. I'm just theoretically speaking, but we don't have knowledge on the subject you are mentioning. And if you are from industry, if you want to develop a product, we can have a dialogue on this, because a nanoparticle can be doped with the enzyme and deliver, and the quantity of enzyme would be less, and it will be precise action. It is possible.
Okay, can I get some articles, resources towards nanotechnology? Can you help us out with some articles, links?
I showed 7 books actually. You can read those books. They are all in the internet. And, I can share the publisher. You can get those books and read.
Okay.
One of the highly referred books is Nanotechnology in Agriculture.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. John Raj, for participating. Thank you, Dr. Subramanian. அடுத்ததாக I request Dr. N. Murugesan to share his views. Dr. Murugesan, sir, please.
சார் வணக்கம் சார். அனைவருக்கும் இனிய மதிய வணக்கங்கள். சார் ரொம்ப 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 சிம்பிள் இங்கிலீஷ். அதாவது சில இங்கிலீஷ்லாம் நம்மளால சரியா அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் முடியாது. சார் நல்ல எஃபெக்டிவ் இங்கிலீஷ் நல்லா சொன்னாங்க. இது சார்ட்ட ஒரு 2 தான். ஏற்கனவே நம்ம வந்து அகிலன் சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி ட்ரெடிஷனல் வந்து அந்த பழனி சிலை வந்து நானோ பார்ட்டிகல். அவரும் அந்த சித்தரும் பல்வேறு மூலிகைகள் சார்ல தான் அந்த பாய்சன் நானோ பார்ட்டிகலா இருக்குன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இதே மாதிரிதான் ஏற்கனவே திருநெல்வேலி சேவியர்ஸ் காலேஜ்ல கொஞ்சம் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நானோ பார்ட்டிகல் ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அவங்களும் சில பிளான்ஸ்ல எடுத்திருக்காங்க. சில பிளான்ஸ் பிளஸ் அயோடின் சில்வர் நானோ பார்ட்டிகல்ஸ் எக்ஸ்ட்ராக்டட் பை சிஸ்டம் பிளான் சொல்யூஷன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதுலயும் சில இது பார்த்திருக்கேன், வெளியே போகும்போது பார்த்திருக்கேன். ஏன்னா நம்ம டிஎன்ஏல நானோ பார்ட்டிகல் வந்து ஒவ்வொரு ஒர்க் பண்ண கூடாதுன்னு ஒரு இது இருக்கு, ரெஸ்ட்ரிக்ஷன் இருந்துச்சு, அதனால பண்ணல. அதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த சில்வர் நானோ பார்ட்டிகல் என்னன்னு தெரியல. அவங்க வந்து கேரக்டரைசேஷன் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்க. ஒரு 2-3 பேஜ் சூட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதுல ஒருத்தர் பனானா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் பீபிள், இன்னைக்கு ஒரு முக்கியமான பெஸ்ட் பனானா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் பீபிள், அதுக்கு ஓரளவு எஃபெக்டிவா இருக்குன்னு ஒரு ரிப்போர்ட் கொடுத்துருக்காரு. இது போக வந்து அவங்க லேப்லயே ஒரு இது காட்டன் வெரைட்டிஸ் வாங்கிட்டு போனாங்க. அதுல ஸ்டெம் பீபிள் அதுல அவர் சும்மா ஜஸ்ட் விட்டுருந்தாரு பேஸ்ட்ல. அதுல வந்து ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட நானோ பார்ட்டிகல் இதுல வந்து ஸ்டெம்யூல் இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷனே இல்லை. ஸ்டெம்யூல் இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன்ல ஒண்ணுமே இல்லை, அந்த ரோல்ல மட்டும். இது மாதிரி சில இதெல்லாம் இருக்கு. அது மாதிரி வந்து அகிலன் சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி நிறைய ஃபண்டமெண்டல் எல்லாத்தையும் பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தா ஒர்க் பண்ண முடியாது, நம்ம அட்வான்ஸா போக முடியாது. குறிப்பா பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க ஒரு நல்ல ஆஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. அதாவது ஃபார்ம் கேட் சாம்பிள்ஸ்ல பெஸ்டிசைட்ஸ் இருக்கிறதா இல்லையா, அதுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல இனிஷியேஷன். அதே மாதிரி இப்ப இந்த பஞ்சாமிர்தம், சரி இல்ல பஞ்சாமிர்தம் இல்ல, இந்த பீஜாமிர்தம் ஜீவாமிர்தம் நிறைய யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. அதுல வந்து ஆக்சுவலா நம்ம எர்த்துவம் இருக்குல்ல, எர்த்துவம் பெர்மிகல்ச்சர் ப்ரொடக்ஷன்லயே ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட மெட்டல் இருக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு இருக்கு. ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட மெட்டல், அது 0.1% தான் நினைக்கிறேன். அந்த மெட்டல் பேருக்கு சொல்ல விரும்பல. ஏன்னா எர்த்துவம் அதாவது வெர்மி கம்போஸ்ட் குவாலிட்டி கண்ட்ரோல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ல அந்த குறிப்பிட்ட மெட்டல் வந்து இவ்வளவு 0.1% நீங்க போகக்கூடாது. இது மாதிரி ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ்ல ஒரு இது பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா வந்து உண்மையான ஆர்கானிக் ஃபார்மிங் அப்படின்னு ப்ராடக்ட் என்னன்னு தெரியும். குறிப்பா பாத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய பேர் சொல்றாங்க, அதாவது எங்க ரிலேட்டிவ் சொல்றாரு, ஆமா வந்து ஆமா அவங்ககிட்ட வாங்கினா அந்த இதெல்லாம் வேலை செய்யுது, நான் தயார் பண்ணா வேலை செய்ய மாட்டேங்குன்னு சொல்றாரு. அவரே அந்த குறிப்பிட்ட ஆர்கானிக் ப்ராடக்ட வந்து இவர் தயார் பண்ணா வேலை செய்ய மாட்டேங்கிறாரு, வெளியே வாங்கினா பண்றாரு. அப்புறம் இன்னொன்னு சார், நீங்க ஒண்ணு சொன்னீங்க, அந்த ஈகோலை பாக்டீரியா இருந்துச்சுன்னா அப்படி அதை பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அநேகமா ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ஆல் ஆர்கானிக் ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல, ஈகோலை வரக்கூடிய வாய்ப்பு ரொம்ப இருக்கு. அதனால ஃபால்ஸ் ஆர்கானிக் இல்லைன்னு சொல்லிட வேண்டாம், சில உண்மையான ஆர்கானிக்லயும் ஈக்குவலை வரைக்கும் வாய்ப்பு இருக்கு. ஏன்னா அந்த கவுயூரின் கலெக்ஷன் ஏரியா இருக்கு பாத்தீங்களா, குறிப்பா பாத்தீங்கன்னா திருநெல்வேலியில ஒரு சின்ன பிரச்சனை, ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட டாக்டர்கிட்ட வர்றவங்களுக்கு எல்லாம் ஈகோலை பாக்டீரியா இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் இருந்துச்சு. கடைசியில பார்த்தா டாக்டர் ஒருத்தனையா கேட்டு என்ன சொல்லிட்டு கண்ட கண்டுபிடிச்சாருன்னா, இவங்க எல்லாம் ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட வாக்கிங் போறவங்க, ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட ஏரியால வாக்கிங் போறவங்க, இவங்க அத்தனை பேருமே ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட கடையில குறிப்பிட்ட ஜூஸ் குடிச்சவங்க. ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட ஜூஸ், அது ஜூஸ் பேர் ஒரு புல்லு, அது புல்லு என்னன்னு சொல்ல விரும்பல. அந்த குறிப்பிட்ட புல்லு வந்து நம்ம பெரும்பாலும் ரயில்வே ஸ்டேஷன் ரோடு இருக்குல்ல, ரயில்வே லைன்ல வளருது. அவன் அதுலதான் ஜூஸ் எடுத்து கொடுத்துருக்கான், அதுல இருந்து ஈக்குவலி பாக்டீரியா வளர்ந்துருக்கு. இது மாதிரி சின்ன இதெல்லாம் வரும். நன்றி சார், வணக்கம். நல்லா பண்ணீங்க. உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் ஒரு எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன், நீங்க பெரியதா வருவீங்க நினைச்சா அதான் எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன் எல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு கொடுங்க நினைக்கிறேன். நான் நன்றி சார். நீங்க ஆஃப்டர் டைம் மட்டும் அதை இது பண்ண பாருங்க, கண்டினியூ பண்ண பாருங்க வேற ஃபண்ட்ஸ் வச்சு. சார் ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட். பேசியிருக்கேன் உங்ககிட்ட, நான் காட்டன் சைடுல ஒர்க் பண்ணியிருக்கேன், ஒர்க் பண்ண உங்ககிட்ட இது பண்ணியிருக்கேன், பேசுறேன். நன்றி சார், தேங்க்யூ.
Okay sir, thank you very much. ஒரே ஒரு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் மட்டும் சொல்றேன். Many of the, for example, துளசி, அல்லது அஸ்வகந்தா மெடிசினல் பிளான்ட்ல நேச்சுரலாவே நானோ பார்ட்டிகிள் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய அந்த ரிடக்டன்ட் எல்லாம் இருக்குது. துளசி இஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் த பெஸ்ட் எக்ஸாம்பிள். அது மாதிரி இன்னொரு இது இருக்குது, ட்ரைடாக்ஸ் ப்ரோகும்பன்ஸ், இதெல்லாம் வூண்ட் ஹீலிங்க்கு நேச்சுரலாவே யூஸ் பண்றோம். பிகாஸ் இட் ஹேஸ் a nano particle in it, like a silver nano particle reductant இருக்குது. ஸோ அதனால there is a connectivity between herbal medicine and nano technology. Thank you.
சார் உங்க நம்பர் அவருக்கு கொடுக்குறேன்.
தேங்க்யூ டாக்டர் முருகேசன். நிகழ்ச்சியில பங்கு பெற்றமைக்காக நன்றி தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். அடுத்ததாக ஐ ரிக்வெஸ்ட் மிஸ்டர் ஏஜி ஜபராஜன். He is from தென்காசி டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட், சுரண்டை பகுதியில் உள்ளவர். Now he is living in Delhi. மிஸ்டர் ஜபராஜன், ப்ளீஸ் உங்களுடைய கருத்துக்களை கேட்கலாம்.
சார் ரொம்ப நன்றி. நீங்க உங்க டாக்கே நானோவா போயிட்டு, அதாவது ஒரு ஸ்மால் கேப்சூல்ல ஒரு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் வேர்ல்டே கொண்டு கொடுத்துட்டீங்க. இன்ஃபேக்ட் இட்ஸ் டூ வாஸ்ட் and also even as you said is a nation, it's not new area, it has to develop a lot. அதனால ஃபுல் டீட்டெயிலா கொஸ்டின்லாம் கேட்க முடியாது, டூ வாஸ்ட். பட் ஒன் திங் ஐ வாண்ட் டு நோ, இந்த இஸ்ரோலையும் அதுக்கடுத்து நான் உங்கள்கிட்ட பேசுறேன், யூ கால் மீ, வி ஹேட் a long discussion. எனக்கு honestly speaking I am unable to understand எப்படி ஒரு ஸ்மால் 1 liter or half liter of nano urea can replace 50 kg of urea. Actually our and marketing manager director you are talking more அதாவது சாயில்ல கொடுத்து வச்சு கம்பேர் பண்ணாங்க. இப்போ இதே சாயில்ல இருந்து ஃபோலியர் ஸ்ப்ரேயும் கம்பேர் பண்ணா இட் வுட் ஹேவ் பீன் பெட்டர். ஈவன் ஃபோலியர்ல கூட எனக்கு honestly I could not understand. என்னன்னா அப்போ I'm not a biological student, I'm a purely physical science student. எப்படின்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லா ஆஃப் தெர்மோடைனமிக்ஸ் படி, அதாவது ஒரு அமௌண்ட், ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் 1 acre of black gram or even cardio requires for example 40 kg of nitrogen வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்போ 1 gramல whatever the way how you are transferring, அது எனக்கு புரியல. அதாவது ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் பிளான்ட் requires 2 grams of nitrogen னா இதுல 0.1 milligram whatever the way you are giving nano or micro macro whatever the way எப்படி பண்ண முடியல, டெலிவரி எப்படி பிளான்ட் போகுதுன்னு எனக்கு honestly theoretically மண்டையில எனக்கு புரியல. ரெண்டாவது நீங்க சொன்னீங்க நானோ ஃபைபர், அந்த கான்செப்ட் ஆல் குட், பட் ஹவு நானோ ஃபைபர் வந்து நானோ யூரியாவில் ஹவு கேரிங், அது வந்து அந்த மெக்கானிசம் எனக்கு டைம் இருந்தா நீங்க பண்ணுங்க, I will talk to you or I will read your book. It's a very interesting subject. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. சார் அவர் கேட்டதுக்கு 2 புல்லட் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் மட்டும் ஆன்சர் பண்ணிடுறேன். நம்பர் 1, the 20 gram 23 kilos equivalent வந்து இட்ஸ் a very challenging question to answer. நான் ஒரே ஒன்று சொல்றேன். I told you 1 gram of clay has a surface area of 1 meter square. When the same quantity of clay is crushed into nano, it becomes 1000 meter square. That is the weight is the same, but surface area is different. That's the way nano works, and we have done 3 years of research on that. And I am confident that I'll explain you later on details about that. Number 2, plant is a very important creature on earth. It traps nutrients from several sources. For example, air has 80% nitrogen. Plant cannot use it, only legume nodule வச்சு தான் பண்றோம். இப்போ அது கூட ஒரு ரிசர்ச் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். We are researching or how the atmospheric nitrogen can be done into fertilizer. Then we need not purchase fertilizer also. That is in the research side. So I'll answer you separately, but this question is frequently asked. And as I said, soil is living in a very complex system, and the soil has a nutrient, atmosphere has a nutrient, rain has a nutrient, different sources are coming. That's why we are doing a budgeting, nutrient budgeting in nano urea sprayed versus conventional urea applied. We have done lots of experiment. We also made a comparison with the regular urea with nano urea, how it is entering. Those studies have been done elaborately.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Javarajan. Thank you, Dr. Subramanian, for your...
Shall I ask one more question, sir?
யார் ஜபராஜன் ப்ளீஸ் சொல்லுங்க.
சார் இந்த இதுல மைக்ரோ நியூட்ரியன்ஸ் நீங்க இதுல கொஞ்சம் கண்டிங்கன்னா ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கும். we don't want detail or something. Micronutrients is very expensive. If it is available to farmer, that will be good. And
Yes, sir.
Second question, நீங்க சொன்னீங்க இந்த paste and peel. இப்போ somebody the farmers are smart enough, they have washed பண்ணிட்டு because you are analyzing the pesticide residue in the surface. But if the farmers are very prompt enough, criminal இருக்காங்க வைங்களேன், they wanted to, they produce conventionally, but they want to market it as organic. நல்ல coating கொடுத்து they can all give it, wash பண்ணிட்டு surface wash பண்ணி or oxidize பண்ணி ஏதாவது பண்ணி கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு அந்த analysis could be difficult. So உள்ள inside if you can do it instead of surface, something little inside, that could be better. One more thing, I want the best. Yes, I want your best for your wishes. You are a very, it's an interdisciplinary area. We are only one side is a very physical. So many sides are involved in nano. At the same time, you are agri also. I wish God will give you more grant and you may do your service for the scientific community, for the scientific community and farmers for a longer time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jabarajan. Thank you, Jabarajan. அடுத்ததாக any other interaction sir? வேற யார் கேக்குறீங்க? டாக்டர் முருகேசன் ஹேண்ட்ஸ் ரைஸ் பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். டாக்டர் முருகேசன் எதுவும் பேசுறீங்களா?
எஸ் சார்.
எஸ்
சார். எஸ் சார். அதாவது சார் ஒன்று கேட்டார். இவர் நம்ம விவசாயி டெல்லியில இருக்காரு. நம்ம
ஜபராஜன்
கேட்டாரு, ஜபராஜ் சார் கேட்டாரு. அதாவது ஏற்கனவே பழைய செடி என்ன சொல்லுதுன்னா, இப்ப வந்து நம்ம பெஸ்டிசைட் அப்ளை பண்றோம் பாத்தீங்களா, அதுல வந்து டார்கெட்டை ரீச் பண்றது 0.1% தான். டார்கெட்டை ரீச் பண்றது 0.1% தான். ப்ராபபிளி the nano particle, nano areas in such a way that it is reaching the target efficiently. அப்படி இருக்கலாம். It is reaching the target. குறிப்பா பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அட்கிஷன் அல்லது வந்து அப்சார்ப்ஷன் டிசார்ப்ஷன் மாதிரி ஏதோ ஒரு பிசிக்ஸ் இருக்கலாம். அதே மாதிரி பாத்தீங்கன்னா வந்து ஏற்கனவே வந்து ஒரு இது உண்டு, வந்து வழக்கமான ஸ்ப்ரேயர் உண்டு, அப்புறம் எலக்ட்ரோஸ்டாட்டிக் ஸ்ப்ரேயர் ஒன்று உண்டு. எலக்ட்ரோஸ்டாட்டிக் ஸ்ப்ரேயர்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா because of the charged pesticide particle, it reaches only the plant. The plantல போய் தான் படும், வெளியே போக. அது மாதிரி நேனோ பார்ட்டிகளே ஒரு ஒரு அட்ராக்ஷன் இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். It is able to reach the target efficiently. அது ஒரு பாயிண்டா இருக்கலாம்.
Yes, sir. What you explained is correct. Whatever the quantity of pesticide used, only 1% or 0.1% is used, effectively used for the management of pest. So that is one of the reasons why we use nano. It is a smart delivery. It reaches the target. Yeah. And there is no myth in nanotechnology in agriculture, because I am in this business for about 12 years. And TNAU recommend a product only after critical evaluation. And we are very happy that TNAU take a lead in this particular aspect. And the country as a whole, we are interested to reduce the amount of fertilizer used by farmer by 5 to 10% is the greatest benefit for the country. There is no myth here. It is not a myth or miracle. It is to reduce the amount of fertilizer or any input that are used in agriculture. That is what we try to do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Murugesan. Thank you, Dr. Subramanian, sir. Any other interaction, sir? வேற யாரும் கேள்விகள் கேட்கிறீங்களா? சோ இல்லை என்றால் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை நிறைவு செய்து ஐபோன்ல இருந்து நண்பர் பொன்ராஜ் சார் from திருநெல்வேலி பேசுறாங்க. பொன்ராஜ் சார், please.
Thank you for the wonderful lecture from Mr. Dr. Subramanian. It is a different, of course, a different area, not a different. We have been hearing this nanotechnology for decades, I think so. But our aim is to reduce the cost to the farmer and saving of our produce. In the storage, because we lose 30,000 crores or 40,000 crores of worth of fruits, even grains also rotten. So this our aim is projected towards that. That would be better. That is it. Thank you for the excellent this thing. ஓகே, தேங்க்யூ சார்.
தேங்க்யூ சார். தேங்க்யூ பண்றேன் சார். தேங்க்யூ. அடுத்ததாக டாக்டர் பி பாலசுப்ரமணியன் பேசுறது கேட்டிருக்காங்க. டாக்டர் பாலசுப்ரமணியன் உங்களை இன்ட்ரோடியூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு பேசுங்க. தேங்க்யூ. பாலசுப்ரமணியம் சார் அன்மியூட் பண்ணிக்கிங்க.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, given the opportunity. I am myself Dr. Balasubramanian, working as a assistant professor horticulture. Right now, I am working at KVK Ramanathapuram, sir. Be a student of Dr. KS, sir. I'm really thankful to sir. Excellent eye-opening that lecture, sir. I also learned many things from your lecture. First, my career onwards. Today also given the lecture to a layman can understand in the nano urea. Anybody can utilize the nano urea. That kind of approach now moving, sir. And also the nano urea, especially right now I'm working at KVK Ramanathapuram, the coastal belt. The entire belt area is full of salt affected soils. More than 8.5% the salt affected. They need only foliar spray instead of go for application of fertilizer in the soil level. The uptake is very low. That time the nano urea working wonders, sir. Nearly 8% yield recovery they are getting from the nano urea, sir. It my observation. Just I have to interact with you now. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Balasubramanian.
Thank you very much, Dr. Balu, for an excellent information. Because salt affected soil, there is a constraint of nutrient uptake. So if nano urea is an alternative, it is adding more point for my discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any other interaction? Where யாராவது கேள்வி கேட்கிறீங்களா? Okay, we'll come to the close of the program. So இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி மிக சிறப்பாக அமைந்திருந்தது. இந்த தலைப்பு வந்து அதிக அளவுல மக்களை ரீச் ஆகாத ஒரு தலைப்பு. நானோ டெக்னாலஜிங்கிறது எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். ஆனா அது என்ன நானோ டெக்னாலஜின்னா என்ன, அதனால எப்படியெல்லாம் என்னெல்லாம் செய்யலாம் அப்படிங்கிற தகவல்கள் இதுவரைக்கும் தெரியாத அளவுக்கு தான் எல்லோருக்கும் இருந்தது. ஸோ அது தொடர்பான ஒரு விழிப்புணர்வை ஏற்படுத்துவதற்காகத்தான் இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி ஏற்பாடு செய்யப்பட்டது. இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி தொடர்பான அருமையான தகவல்களை நமக்கு தெளிவாக விளக்கமாக எடுத்துக்கூறிய டாக்டர் KS சுப்பிரமணியன் அவர்களுக்கு எனது நெஞ்சார்ந்த நன்றியை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியை ஏற்பாடு செய்ய உதவிய திரு அகிலன் சார் அவர்களுக்கும் எனது நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். மேலும் இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சியில் பங்கு பெற்ற அனைத்து பங்கேற்பாளர்களுக்கும், குறிப்பாக டாக்டர் PK திரிபாதி அண்ட் அதர் டிக்னிட்டரிஸ் ஃப்ரம் அவுட்சைட் த ஸ்டேட், அவர்களுக்கும் எல்லாருக்குமே நமது குழுவின் சார்பில் எனது நன்றியினை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். இன்றைய நிகழ்ச்சி இத்துடன் நிறைவு பெறுகிறது. இன்னொரு நிகழ்ச்சியில் திங்கட்கிழமை சந்திக்கலாம். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.